Hello again, folks, and welcome back to Let's Play Dawnsbury Days. I'm your Game Master Darius. Last we left off, we had finished off the Dawnsbury Days story that had happened. It was glorious, great, grand, victorious even. We had a lot of loot. So much loot that is in our inventory, but it's all going to be useful eventually. But yeah. We have victory. Thanks to our efforts, the Golden Candelabra was returned to Dawnsbury. Demon Lord who threatened it for years is dead, and the clear skies have opened up over the town once again. And a whole big old thank you from the Dawnsbury Days creators, because this is a fantastic game. I do highly suggest it. And if you have not played, or if you've been watching up to this point, go and get it yourself. It's a damn good game, really good introduction into 2nd edition, and wouldn't want to spoil what's coming up for the Profane Barrier DLC. It contains from where the story of Dawnsbury Days ends. You'll be able to import your party from this save file. We do that. A few months after you defeated the final dusk, a child disappears from Dawnsbury. You suspect the Hag Coven in the swamp, but soon you'll find there is much more sinister plot afoot. We'll continue from Dawnsbury Days. Oh, that was the autosave. It's been a little bit since I last recorded. Underleveled. We all level up. Yay! Let's see. Ah, yes. So, base stuff, when you hit 5th level, you are given an array of ability score increases, a total of 4, that you can place wherever, however the hell you want. We're going to put it into dexterity as well. At 5th level, you also get a ancestry feat, which for our dwarf, has a lot of dwarven stuff. Let's see, Master of Insults. Oh, rebalanced. What does that mean? Adjusted for Dawnsbury Days compared to the tabletop. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see. You can attempt to... Oh, you can demoralize the same enemy any number of times each encounter. That'd be great if you had intimidation. Well, we'll work on something else. When you critically hit an undead or an undead creature critically fails a saving throw, that undead becomes enfeebled for 1 round. That's pretty good. Fey Influence. This is actually one of those ones that opens up a lot of options, because what it does is it's a chain. Fey Influence, and depending on what option you choose, grants you additional stuff that you can do. So I believe, if I'm correct, let's see. They're all based off of the Fae. I mostly just remember Fleetfoot, because that gives you Fleet Step, which allows you to gain 30-foot status to your speed for the rest of the encounter. Which wouldn't necessarily be bad for Anna, simply because she is a dwarf with heavy armor, so she's perpetually going to be there. When an ally within 30 feet of you begins dying, you gain temporary hit points equal to your level. As long as you have temporary hit points, you gain +1 circumstance bonus to attacks and damage rolls. That's pretty cool. +1 circumstance bonus to saving throws against visual effects. Man, this is a tough choice, I won't lie. One of my grievances with the 2nd edition ancestry feats is that sometimes they just feel so lackluster. Oh. Ignore the reduction to your speed from armor you wear. In addition, why can't I take that one? Oh, that's probably because it's a 1st level feat, and you can only take it at 1st level. You have selected... Actually, no. Why? Do I already have it? No? Control Q. Bravery. Not sure why you can't take it. Oh well. Oh god. I might go with Fleet Step. 30-foot increase to your speed for the rest of the encounter. So basically, first turn, she'll have to go, and then she gets that increase. Yeah. And then she gets skill increases. Select one option. So we get to up one of these. We can become experts in certain skills, or we can gain training in some of the ones we've already got. So we're going from expert into we're going from trained to expert. We'll go athletics because this would allow her to escape from grapples better, trip, disarm, shove, or grapple enemies ourselves. And honestly, tripping and disarming are really goddamn fantastic skills to have. She has a fighter weapon mastery, which allows her to choose one of these weapon groups, and depending on what weapon group it is, you get different effects. You become an expert with the advanced weapons of that weapon group. Become master, you also get the critical specialization effects. That is the big thing. So when you crit with that weapon of the choice, axe, deal your non-doubled weapon damage also to another random enemy adjacent to you, excluding any flat bonuses. Non-doubled weapon damage. I'm not sure how the hell that reads in my brain. Bomb increases the splash radius. Bow, target's immobilized. Brawling and fist, the target is slowed. Push, club, push the target for 10 feet. Firearm, must make a fortitude save or become stunned. Flail prones them, hammer prones them. Knife, target takes 1d6 plus the weapon's item bonus for persistent bleed. Pick, increase the damage by 2 per weapon damage dice, which is kind of disgusting on a crit, especially for a pick. Polearm, slide the enemy 5 feet in any direction. Shield, push the enemy. Sling, target must make a fortitude save or become stunned. Spear, target becomes clumsy. Sword, target is flat-footed until your next turn. I'll show you really quick. What was your weapon of choice at the moment? Now, because she is using an axe, I could use the axe. Deal your non-doubled weapon damage also to another random enemy adjacent to you. I guess? Axe then? Because she's gonna be using an axe, I guess. I am kind of considering swapping her out to using a different weapon besides that particular axe, because she is a cleric. And as a cleric, she is going to need a hand free in order to cast spells. And this game is a little bit of a stickler for that. So I'll keep axe for now. For Scarlet, she needs her higher wisdom. We'll go dexterity, charisma, con. She is a elf. Let's see. Equal to the number of weapon damage dice. That's pretty good. Wait, what do you get? Oh, because you're a half elf. That's right. Humans get general training as a ancestry feat, which allows them to more or less just take another general feat, which is a little ridiculous, but alright. So we can have her choose, or we can have her choose a weapon, or she can have her get the usual stuff. Longbows, composite longbows, long swords, rapiers, short bows, and composite short bows, so that she's actually, proficient with that stuff. Which is only a little weird that the druid isn't innately proficient with some of this. I don't know. Or we could become trained in 2 skills of our choice. Which at the moment, medicine and survival. Oh, but this skill is part of the rule set, but not used in Dawnsbury Days. I'm glad that they make the note of that. I know that it's probably something that I looked at earlier, been all like, oh, that's a weirdness. As long as you're adjacent to another player character, +1 circumstance bonus. Fey influence for you would be interesting. 6 negative damage. This would be... So a lot of spells that are like this are a little weird because they're innate spells. Innate spells use your charisma modifier, which at the moment my charisma is only +2. So while I can have her suddenly go freaking what's his face from Bloodborne and hit people within a 30-foot line, that is negative damage and bleed. I can what? Let's see, I really don't want to deal with familiars. And dismiss her battle form. Increase the reach of her spell with an action. Or widen the spell even further with another action. Leveling up spellcasters is always a little weird to me. You can take an arcane cantrip. I think we're gonna go... Yeah. We're gonna go with Elven Instincts. That's +2 to all initiative rolls, stacked with Incredible Initiative, which I don't think we have. And this will allow her to more commonly be able to buff or debuff or all that fun stuff before the enemy does. We're going to put her an expert in acrobatics, because we can use this to allow her to escape a grapple or to tumble through enemies. And then she gets some level 3 spells. Or we can prepare level 2 or 1 spells as level 3 spells. But of course, we can't ignore starting a combat feasibly with Fireball. I'm not saying, I'm just saying. In addition though, Crashing Wave sounds good too. I don't want to purely base it off of reflex saves. That's one of the things I kind of hate about the big 3 spells. The big 3, the big 2, level 3 spells, that is. Because reflex save. Searing Light, on the other hand. Sure, that's more fire damage. And that's basically another form of Scorching Ray. But again, we can also just prepare more Sudden Bolt. And Scarlet's done. Takdar, the level 5 barbarian or ranger barbarian. We're going to give you more strength, dexterity, constitution, and a little bit of wisdom. If you notice a thing about me, I like pumping characters' dexterity and constitution. It doesn't matter if they need the dexterity and constitution that much. But at the least, the dexterity is going, even though his armor prevents it from going any further up with his AC, this allows for like his acrobatics, stealth, and thievery to go up. Now, as a orc, you get some pretty cool stuff. Spell resistance against cantrip spells specifically. Orc ferocity, though. Once per day, if you've been reduced to 0 HP, instead you remain at 1 and you become wounded 1. Spend a reaction to get a +1 bonus to a spell or magical effect before before rolling for saving throws against spells. Orc War Masks. This is interesting, and I really wish that it expanded upon it more later on. Orc War Mask. Choose the source of your War Mask's power. It becomes a +1 permanent item bonus to checks made using that skill. But let's go look at some of the 5th level ones. Bloody Blows. When you critically hit with an unarmed strike, the target also takes persistent bleed. Defy Death. The DC of your recovery check is now going to be 9 plus your dying value instead of 10, so a little bit lower to start off. But if you already have Toughness, the reduction stacks. The DC becomes 8, which is pretty cool. He does have Intimidation, but he really doesn't have the Charisma to back it. Sorry, buddy. Ooh. Your Orc weapons, falchions, and great axes trigger critical specialization effects. Ah, dang it. Falchions and great axes. I suppose we could give the great axe over from Anna. What is falchions considered? Just a sword? Falchions would be pretty cool in that sense. But I think I might go Death Defy. I could have sworn I already had him take Toughness. Huh. Yes, I didn't. Oh yeah, and because we're 5th level, there are some random other... Oh, I didn't have him take Toughness, I had him take Die Hard. Right. There are some other stuff that you just automatically get as these classes, by the way. For example, you, as a Ranger, would automatically get Ranger Weapon Expertise. Your unarmed attacks and simple and martial weapons trigger critical specialization effects against your hunted prey. So as long as Tokdar has a hunted prey, and as long as he criticals them, it automatically hits the critical specialization effect. So I don't really need Orc Weapon Carnage. Now you might say, oh, why would you ever want Orc Weapon Carnage or anything like that if your class allows for that thing? Not all classes are based around that. See, if I put him in Intimidation, that's only a +9. I'll give him some acrobatics. Why not? So, for example, Anna here has the Fighter one, which allows her to... Well, that is the one. Her axe weapon group is getting that thing. 5th level. I'm not sure. Not trying. Not completely remembering everything that she gets. Scarlet, as a druid, gets more spells at 5th. We've already gone over Tokdar. Safi, however, as a 5th level cleric. Cleric. Let's see. We're going to give you more strength, charisma, wisdom, and more constitution, because HP is always good. Ancestry feats. You are a human. So we can give you the Clever Improviser, Dawnsbury Camaraderie, the Fey Influence, or Master of Insults, which currently he's sitting pretty at a +10 to Intimidation, so this one would be the most likely one. Whenever you're critically hit by a strike, you get a +4 circumstance bonus to demoralize checks against the creature who hit you until the end of the next turn. That's pretty good. And then demoralize itself is just really... Demoralize is usually, oh, you've demoralized me. Okay. And then they get their negatives for the turn or whatnot. But then you can't do it again until a certain amount of time. But in this case, that -2 penalty to demoralize each time you already used it is pretty good. Because it means that you can essentially attempt to demoralize that same target over and over and over again. Which would be pretty good. So we're going to give you Expert in Intimidation, which gives you a +12. And of course, as a cleric, Safi also gets some level 3 spells. This is a little bit harder because sometimes it's just hard to take spells as a cleric. No joke. Let's see. Chilling Darkness does damage, evil damage, so theoretically I don't know whether or not 2nd edition makes it so as you can't cast spells of a certain variety. Like, Safi is a good character. Why would they be able to cast an evil spell? Kind of a thing. Target can cast divine spells, take 6 die 8 instead. If they fail and can cast spells, it's Stupefied. Stupefied effectively reduces your intelligence, charisma, and wisdom for the purposes of spellcasting. So sometimes you just might not even be able to cast spells anymore. Targeted critically spells, it is stupefied for a round and can't cast divine rounds for a turn. Pretty cool. But that 6 die 6 mental damage is already pretty good. 30 feet range. Single target. Target's living, heals 1 die 8 HP immediately and again at the end of each of your turns for as long as you sustain the spell. It's not bad. If they're undead, they make a save and take damage instead. Roaring Applause. Target can't use reactions as long as you sustain the spell. Or if they fail, can't use reactions and is slowed. Okay. Rouse Skeleton. Skeletal hands deal 2 die 6 slashing damage to all non-flying creatures in the area. And as long as you sustain the spell, the area is difficult. When you sustain the spell, move the area up to 20 feet in any direction, then deal damage to all non-flying creatures. It's pretty good. We'll prepare a Searing Light, and I think Circle of Protection. Didn't think that made it into this. +3 attacks made against 7 creatures. +1 against creatures of the chosen alignment and saves against creatures from such creatures. So if I choose evil, any evil creatures, we get a +1 to AC within that 10-foot aura. That's pretty neat. I think I'll also take Crisis of Faith, because that'll be a fantastic thing to do against anyone that's basically a brute character. Soundburst is pretty good. Clad in Metal, I can probably re-prepare for something else. I love how Bone Shaker isn't even necessarily a evil spell. It's just, hey, I'm gonna rattle your bones. Again, sometimes cleric spells are funky because they very much range from the divine heavens bless you and heal you for great damage to I try to rip your bones out of your still living body. It's a fun time. I guess we'll just be called the Dawnsbury Four because I don't know what else to call us. Start. A few months after you have killed the final dusk and restored the sun, everything looks great and you leisurely rest and play tabletop role-playing games, but you have a feeling that soon a time will come for you to enter the dark swamp. While in Dawnsbury, downtime, retraining, shop, all that fun stuff. So let's double check what's in the shop. As I said, I want her to use axes, but I don't think I'm gonna have her use the great axe anymore. That very much seems like Talk Dark and actually this is a striking cold axe. So we'll have you we'll have you use it. I kinda want her to use a blunt weapon. We kind of do need to diversify our damage typings here, I won't lie. Safi's got bludgeoning with his fists, Tokdar got slashing up the wazoo. If we want to count the Earthbreaker, I guess he has bludgeoning too. Scarlet has a plethora of ones that she can do simply by virtue of all the spells she can cast. Anna is pretty much the one that's a little bit nyeh. Let's see. I think didn't we already buy a bag of holding? Could have sworn we did. These are worn items. Striking hand wraps. You've already got the striking hand wraps. Boots of Elving Kind. +1 to acrobatics. Ignore difficult terrain until the end of your turn. If you're also wearing the cloak of Elving Kind. Oh. Didn't realize there was a cloak too. Well, there is a cloak, but I didn't know that they had a synergy. Necklace of fireballs. Oh no. Don't let my party ever discover that necklace of fireballs is a thing. Once per day, as a free action, you can wield this ring to grant you 5 temporary HP. That's not bad. Sometimes you just need that 5. Alright, those are spell scrolls, consumables, fundamentals. Ooh, that's right. We're now at the point where we can start doing armor increases. Now let's focus on weapons first for Anna. Because as I said, I kind of want her to diversify just a smidgen. Just a little bit. We can grant her a battle axe instead. That allows her to wield it one-handed. It's not a bad idea. Because it is still an axe weapon. That's an orcish weapon. Your second attack for each turn gains +1 to damage for each weapon damage die. Third attack gains each turn gains double that amount. Ooh. Or I could just give her the very stereotypical warhammer. You know, like most dwarves have. No. We're gonna give her a battle axe. +1 battle axe, and then we can pop some runes onto it. You've already got the cold iron great axe. Let's. Oh no, it's already +1. So it needs striking. Anyone have a spare striking rune? No? Striking it is. Now that's 2d8 slashing damage. I could have taken it off of the trident, but if I need to randomly do piercing damage instead, that'd be better. And I'm honestly gonna take... Kinda wanna give her a shield. Because Anna has shield block. Any character can raise a shield, but only certain classes are able to use shield block. What shield block does is make it so as she can use a reaction with her raised shield to take a hit, and that hit would be reduced based off of the shield's qualities. So if I get a sturdy shield, for example, it has a hardness of 8 compared to the steel shield's hardness of 5. I don't know if they're doing weapon HP, but basically it would have to go through the hardness first, and then the damage over that would be dealt to the shield and the character, if I'm remembering correctly. Theoretically, this can break the shield, which sucks, but it just means that, you know, you have to go and get a new shield, essentially. So yeah, we're gonna get her a steel shield. Safi doesn't need one necessarily. Because Safi does not have... He has shield... You have shield block? Oh, right. War Priest. So yeah, you would have shield block. Yeah, let's get you a steel shield instead then. Nope. Keep On there. Sell the wooden shield. Alright. Are any of these weapons and armors and all that fun stuff things I'm not going to use? Theoretically, yes. Can I? Oh. I wanted to try. So we'll cold iron this axe then. And I guess just sell the great sword. I was originally like, oh yeah, no, I'll do something else for that weapon. No. Relatively simple. Warhammer that shit. Again, I want her to be able to quickly swap out one-handed weapons. Also, kind of a silly thing. Fundamental runes. Armor is only applied. You can only get the armor increase for shields, I believe. If you use the armor rune of +1, rune stones of +1 are strictly for using it as a weapon. So honestly, this +1 on Safi's shield kind of useless. I won't lie. Okay, so I can only apply runes of +1 to it. That's funky, but okay. Tok'tar. I mean, everyone anytime could really use an increase to their AC. But Tok'tar I know is going to be more on the battlefield. Like, up front and center. I'm gonna sell 2 of these lesser potions just to get them out of my inventory. Well, minor ones, not the lesser ones. The lesser ones are the good ones. 2 die 8 plus 5. Scroll of Burning Hands. I don't think there's anything more because you're cleric, so you can use that Scroll of Healing. Basically, anyone in the party can right now use a Scroll of Healing except for Tok'tar, and I find that a little funny. Resist Synergy. I just want to double, make a triple check. Yeah, okay, you do have Unburdened Iron. That's fine. Sorry, the change in the freaking art still throws me off every so often whenever I look through these. Kind of wish that there was more options. Anyways, I think that's kind of it for now. Because I don't think that there's anything else in the shop I need necessarily. Unless, I don't want to give Scarlet a thing in her offhand because that's probably still going to be time where she's going to be all like, aha, I'm going to do Burning Hands instead. That kind of thing. Anyways, going to call an episode here. When we return, we're going to move on to Sneak Attack. That sounds like it's going to be a bad time already. Thank you everyone so very much for watching. I hope you're all enjoying this series as much as I'm enjoying playing it. And as always, I hope to see you all in the next video. Take care. Cheers.